Hi, everybody. Today we are talking about the idea of why is Medicaid so amazingly complicated and difficult to understand. I've been receiving a lot of questions about Medicaid in the past couple of weeks. So this week specifically on YouTube, I'm going to do a couple of videos to answer very specific questions. So in this video, I'm going to talk about Medicaid long-term care specific to nursing homes and the quality of care because a lot of caregivers, and rightly so, are worried about putting a loved one into the care of someone else, especially in a nursing home. I'm Pamela D. Wilson. I am a caregiving expert, advocate, and speaker. Please click on the buttons below to like and follow these videos. Also, please comment. That allows more people to be able to find these videos who are caregivers, who are seeking hope, help, and support. Now, for those of you who are new to this channel, maybe you're here for the first time, there are over 800 videos here. And I want to give just a little bit of background about myself so that you know that the information I am providing is from personal experience. I've worked in the field of healthcare and aging for over 20 years, and I've been a care manager and a medical power of attorney, a financial power of attorney, court-appointed guardian, court-appointed conservator for many clients. So I have managed the care of individuals really throughout the whole aging, what I call the aging lifespan. So from living at home to maybe living in an assisted living community, memory care, nursing home, all the way to end of life. And so I've been where many of you caregivers are. And honestly, I have experienced everything from the worst to the best of caregiving situations. Because as you know in life, there's this balance. There's a lot of good and there can be a lot of frustrating situations. So let's talk about nursing homes. You might also know them by the name of rehab communities, long-term care facilities, LTC. You may have heard the acronym SNF, which is SNF, which means Skilled Nursing Community. A lot of people in healthcare use acronyms that most caregivers and consumers just don't understand. Now, Medicaid pays for or can pay for care in nursing homes. If you want to know about the financial aspects, go down below. There's a video there that explains all of this. So let's talk about the answer to the question. Is the care in nursing homes good if a person needs nursing home care? My answer is it can be, just like with everything else, right? There is good care, there's bad care. Businesses have different models that they work off on. They train their people differently. Their people have different experience. I mean, just look at the variance in your workplace and you'll see what I'm talking about. So here is one indicator that you can look for. It's staff longevity. Nursing homes where staff have been there for 5 years or 10 years or 15 years or 20 years. Now, this is rare, but it does happen. Those are communities where the corporations or the companies that own them tend to train their people and treat them better so that they stay longer. Now, COVID has really put a wrench in all of this because in all areas of healthcare, not only nursing home care, it's much more difficult to hire and retain employees. And employees honestly are afraid of getting sick too, or making their families sick. So high turnover in a nursing home community can indicate problems with staff training, staff not being paid enough. Maybe there are management issues. So I would recommend that you always ask about how long has your executive director been here? How long has most of the staff been here? And see if you can possibly talk to other families if you are considering placing your loved one in a nursing home on Medicaid. And also know that there are wait lists. Again, I'll put a link below to another video that talks more about the payment mechanisms and the applications and the wait lists. So if you have searched and you've gone and visited a few nursing homes, and I recommend that you go visit them, you know that some nursing homes can specialize in care. So for example, some have special, what I call wings. So like maybe an entire hallway where everybody there has memory loss in some form, Alzheimer's, dementia, maybe a brain injury. Some nursing homes have, again, wings that focus on mental illness or people with substance use disorders or younger disabled people. A lot of them focus on elder care issues because many of the people in nursing homes on long-term care are the elderly. So if you are an adult child or a spouse and you're considering putting your loved one into a care community, another question that comes up is, well, why are the rooms shared? Why do nursing homes not appear to like people who qualify for Medicaid? And it's not that nursing homes don't like people who are on Medicaid. So one thing that I recommend in all areas of healthcare is to take what you hear and investigate it and get the facts. Because one issue with healthcare that I have seen in my 20 years of experience is that we hear things, right? We hear this is good, this is bad, there's a concern about this. Unless you really investigate and hear both sides of the story, which often is not given, whether it's in the news or you hear it from somebody else, you want to know the full story before you make a decision, right? And so nursing homes are based off of a financial model. So nursing homes get federal money and they get state money specifically for Medicaid. And when you think about it this way, what you may not know is that the government does not allow or want nursing homes to, quote, make money on Medicaid patients. So basically, they're paying them a break-even amount for costs. And honestly, some nursing homes could lose $10 to $20 a day. So when you think about that for a business, that is not a long-term financially sustainable model. And I'll give you an example of this. So let's say that you went to work every day, and instead of getting a salary, you had to pay the company you were working for $10 or $20 a day just to be able to go to work and have that joy of working and contributing. How long would you do that if you lost money? Okay? So that's why a lot of nursing homes today, they're closing the doors. They're going out of business because their models of accepting patients has become lopsided. Nursing homes can remain financially viable if they accept a number of Medicaid patients over here and a number of private pay patients over here. So Medicaid is considered long-term care. Private pay is considered short-term care and rehab. So what rehab would be if your parent had a hip fracture and they went to the hospital and they had to go to rehab for like 1 or 2 weeks to regain their strength. They go, they're in and they're out. And insurance, whether it is Medicare or a Medicare supplement or private insurance, pays for that, and they pay at a higher rate, right? So if a nursing home's making money over here on private pay clients and they're losing money over here on Medicaid clients, that kind of balances out and they can stay in business. So when consumers talk negatively about nursing homes and all of the care and the fact that people have to share rooms and all of that, it's because of government constraints. And I could talk about this all day long. As consumers, as patients, you've got to become educated. And as the caregiver for a person in a nursing home, right, you have to be an advocate and you have to be a squeaky wheel. The fact that a loved one has health issues that necessitate nursing home care probably means that they have a lot of complicated health issues and they benefit from access to nurses and physicians. And so one thing that you want to consider is that your loved one, and I know this is a difficult topic to talk about, your loved one has pretty serious health issues and they may be able to go into a nursing home and be stable and live there for a very long time. You may have a lot of ups and downs back and forth into the hospital and things like that. So as a caregiver, it's important to still show up and to be very involved in the care of your loved one and to have your loved one call you if they don't feel well, to have the staff at the nursing home know that they have to call you because you are that medical power of attorney. They need to call you about any kind of change in condition. Usually the most critical change in condition in a nursing home results from a fall or an infection or something serious like a heart attack or a stroke. Those have to be treated very quickly, and that person needs to be sent out to the hospital for treatment because nursing homes cannot provide that level of serious, acute, chronic care. Now, why don't nursing homes send your parents out? It's maybe because something happened to mom or dad and they haven't been in to check on them in 4 hours. Infections, things like sepsis, a high fever, a rapid heart rate, difficulty breathing, those conditions have to be treated fast, 30 minutes, within an hour. A stroke needs immediate treatment. So things can happen in a nursing home just like they could with your parents living at home if you're not there, watching them every minute of the day. So for better or worse, things just happen. And those are not things that we can control if we have a parent who has a lot of health issues and they're sick and their bodies are failing. So there's a lot of guilt that caregivers experience when they place loved ones in nursing homes. Just know that you're doing the best that you can and that you probably have a life that you need to go on with. You need to work and pay your bills and take care of your children, and maybe you're going to school. You got a lot of stuff going on. So this nursing home decision is very hard. It can be fraught with a lot of guilt. But honestly, if you're doing the best you can, what more can you ask? What more can anybody ask? My recommendation always, again, is to become as educated as you possibly can. Don't take at face value or don't believe things that you hear. Investigate them so that you know the facts. Because sometimes people's opinions can be very jaded one way or another based on their experiences. Okay? So a lot more education, help, support for family caregivers is here on this website. Please, again, like these videos, comment below. There's over 800 answering questions caregivers ask. Also, my website, PamelaDWilson.com. There is an extensive course there called Caring for Aging Parents. So much detailed help, and it's based on my experience as a care manager doing these things day in and day out for hundreds of clients and hundreds of caregivers and many, many people in the healthcare system. I've worked in private homes. I've been in hospitals, nursing homes. I've had to, as a power of attorney, make decisions about life-affecting treatment. I have been where you are, and I do understand. And I know how frustrating and scary it can be, so you've got to seek education. Thanks for being here. I'll see you all again soon in another video.